Hey guys, Oscar from Primate here, and in this video we're gonna go through bodyweight training for beginners and how to get started on your bodyweight training as a beginner. For a complete beginner, we wanna keep it as simple as possible. I recommend that you will only choose a few basic exercises. So let's go through the type of exercise that we will implement for a complete beginner. So we will start off with some upper body vertical pulling, some upper body horizontal pulling, upper body horizontal pushing, upper body vertical pushing, lower body pushing and lower body pulling, and some abs in as well. So let's go through the specific exercise that we will be using for these movement types. For the upper body vertical pulling, we will use a chin-up. So if you can already do bodyweight chin-ups, then you can do that. Otherwise you might want to use some bands, or you might even want to use one of my favorite exercises, which is leg assisted neutral grip chin-ups. So for this you will need rings, which makes it very easy for you to do them in many different locations. For the upper body horizontal pulling, we'll be using a basic horizontal row. So for this you'll be needing a low chin-up bar so you can perform the rows on, or if you have rings, then even better, then you can just perform neutral grip ring rows. These exercises I just mentioned here will be targeting mainly your upper back and your biceps. For the upper body vertical pushing, we'll be using a pike push-up, and here you can adjust the difficulty to suit your level by simply placing your hands on an elevated surface and performing your pike push-up in this way. And there's also a more detailed video on pike push-ups that you can have a look at to really figure out the technique correctly. For the upper body horizontal pushing, we're gonna go with the very basic push-ups. So again, there's a detailed video about this you can have a look at, but the cool thing here is that you can easily adjust the difficulty here as well by simply placing your hands on an elevated surface, and this way it's going to be a lot more beginner friendly, and you can find a resistance that works the best for your current fitness level. For the lower body pushing exercise, we will be going with a step up, and we use a step up because that is very beginner friendly, but it's also a very foundational exercise that builds a lot of mass in your glutes and in your quads, which are two very big muscle groups. For the lower body pulling, we're gonna go with reverse hyperextensions. You can do this with your legs straight or with your knees bent. So if you look at the knees bent version here, it might look more like a lower body pushing exercise, but if you imagine this movement with the leg straight, you can actually see it's actually a pulling exercise we're doing here. And this is going to really well target your hamstrings, glutes and your lower back. Same here, you can have look at this more detailed version of the reverse hyperextensions. And lastly we have the abs. So for this we're gonna use a few beginner friendly ab exercises. So I recommend you do toe touches. It's a very beginner friendly exercise, great for the upper abs. I recommend that you also throw in some bicycle crunches, a little bit more demanding than the toe touches, but still a beginner friendly one that's worth mastering. And then last I would throw in a modification of the hollow body hold. So by modification I mean that you use a hollow body hold progression that suits your level the best. When it comes to actually setting up your workouts, we're going to keep it super basic here. Of course, remember there's many ways to build a cake, so we're gonna do just one simple example of how you can do this. We will do 3 workouts per week, and you can of course double it if you want, but let's begin just with 3 workouts per week. And we're gonna do the very basic push-pull leg. So that might not be the very beginner friendly way of starting to set up training routines for a beginner, but we're gonna have quite low sets and such few exercises, so you can actually do pretty well on this type of training. So for the upper body pulling workout, you're gonna be starting off with your vertical pulling, so the chin-up variation here, and following that you're gonna move on to horizontal pulling. For the pushing workout, the same thing here. We're gonna start off with your vertical pushing, so the pike push-ups, and then you're gonna move on to your horizontal pushing, so the push-ups. For all these 4 exercises you're gonna be doing 3 to 5 sets of 8 to 15 repetitions. Let's move on to lower body training session. Here I recommend you do 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 15 repetitions of the step ups, because when we do a unilateral exercise it's going to take a lot of extra time, but also it might feel a bit boring eventually. So we're gonna do 3 to 4 sets for the step ups, and for the reverse hypers we're gonna go with the 3 to 5 sets of 10 to 20 repetitions here. And what I would recommend here, as you start off with the lower amounts of sets, initially. So you will start off just with 3 sets of each exercise, and then later on, as you get more comfortable, you can go ahead and increase the sets. So I would recommend you increase the sets just by 1 for one exercise. Later on you increase 1 set for another, and then you can increase more. So eventually you will have 5 sets of each, and abs you will do towards the end of your workout. So when you're done with the main exercises, you will do maybe 2 to even 4 sets of abs at the very end. And if you want, you can obviously also program this into a upper body lower body split, so you will do both upper body and lower body in the same workout. So in that case, you might want to do some kind of upper body pulling with lower body pulling and upper body pushing with lower body pushing. That is all I have to share with you this time, guys. If you found this video helpful, then please go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the channel for more tips on how to optimize your body weight, ring and at-home fitness training. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.